This one's good. You know, so it reminds me of one that is a little bit hard to track down. I haven't been able to find it, but there was this one where it's a really cute photo of a woman in her like late 30s, and she's got a little baby on her lap. And then the Now-Me photo is like a 210-pound guy sitting on a couch, and there's like a little old lady peeking over at his shoulder. It's pretty awesome. So the general thing, though, that kind of emerges is that you start realizing that the network overall, the system that you're playing in, and YouTube is a system in of itself, has certain kinds of rules. And that really, as you start getting better at understanding the rules of the game, you start really kind of playing a game with yourself, the game of the network. And YouTube, post a thumbnail that has cleavage in it, and you will get more traffic. Right? And there's kind of all these little dances that you learn, and that's part of the whole modern media experience, and we get better at it over time. But the problem is, for me, that there's something inherently a little bit unsatisfying about that, because it's not the full picture. And I think of this photograph again, and kind of what it represents. And what it represents to me is this, right? Essentially, we are living this extra kind of shell of a virtual life, whether we're sitting in front of a computer or we're sitting on our cell phones, texting. And the weird thing to me is that life is actually being lived there. You know, when people stop in the middle of a street corner and text, and all of a sudden you see a smile break out on their face, and you have this notion that life is happening there, and it's almost like an invisible bubble of life. And I became really, really interested in this. The fact that so much life is happening in virtual spaces. And it takes a lot of courage and guts to really express yourself and try to connect in those spaces. I think that, fundamentally, and this is my fascination recently, is that ultimately all of us, the reason that we engage in media and we get so proud of ourselves because we are trying to connect with other people, is that fundamentally we really want to feel and be felt. Not in the dirty sense. But we really want to connect. Just it's not very easy, and we know that. I mean, people that are very good at connecting in online worlds, for example, a lot of times have a difficult time in physical space connecting, but you really, really want to. And it's that sense that this fundamental connection is so valuable and what drives us forward that became a real, a rallying point for me. And it goes, the other side of this is that a lot of online stuff is built by people who also really want to connect and are really bad at it in real life. So the mechanics of online space are kind of, if you look at them in one way, built by sort of like an adolescent. Like the like button, that's like this. Yes, I like that. That is it. So this notion of authenticity, really getting into these spaces and committing yourself to having a real kind of emotional experience, whatever it is, and building for that, making media for that, that's hard freaking work. And it's not necessarily the same kind of work that makes you popular. Because it's a different kind of dynamic. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think gaming popularity is important. It's the basis for what's exciting about this. But there is this other side. So I'm going to tell you a few projects that, for me, have stood out in terms of this connected thing. And one, if you watched the show, it might be familiar to you. It's the story of Ray. Now, this is what happened. I received a note from someone that had an audio clip attached to it. And I'm going to play you that audio clip.
Hi, my name is Ray, and on yesterday my daughter called me because she was stressed out because of things that were going on her job that she felt were quite unfair. Being quite disturbed, she called for comfort, and I didn't really know what to tell her because we have to deal with so much mess in our society. So I was led to write this song just for her, to just give her some encouragement while dealing with stress and pressures on her job. And I figured I'd put it on the internet for all employees under stress to help you better deal with what you're going through on your job. Here's how the song goes. I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home. 'Cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Now, you might not be able to sing that out loud, but you can hum it to yourself, and you know what the words are, and let it give you some strength to get through the next few moments on your job. All right? Stay strong. Peace.
Nice. Right. So that was awesome, right? So you know, this is like early on in my fascination with this stuff, but this was like all of a sudden I was like, whoa, it hit me, and I was like, this guy is doing exactly what I want to do, right? He's like noticing a small kind of like problem that's happening to somebody he cares about at a distance. He's using media to try to like affect something and realizing the potential for a lot of people to benefit from that. And so I was like, we have to make this guy present. Right? And so I asked the audience, my audience at the time, I was like, let's remix his voice. He's got an amazing voice, you probably heard. It's almost like pitch perfect. And so, you know, we made a whole remix contest, and there were a lot of, like 150 remixes, pretty, you know, okay quality remixes came in, but one stood out. This guy named Goose remixed this tune, and this was a little excerpt from it.
I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home. 'Cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
Like this remix came out, like I guess there was like a ball game in Kansas City that played that when their team came out. There was like a car commercial in the South that was using it. It was reports all over. It was the top download on a whole bunch of music sharing sites for a little while. And the thing that I had done, which I forgot to mention to you guys, is I said, if you guys make the remixes, I will deliver him that CD. The problem, and they actually made all the covers for the CD, the packaging, everything like that. The problem is we had no idea who this person was. All we knew is his name was Ray, and you know, his daughter had a bad day at work, which is not very much information to go on. So, but what we, you know, I said, like, you know, if you find him, I'll deliver it. Within a week, they had found Ray. Which was pretty incredible, and like, you know, I got this email. It was like, somebody told me that you have something for me. I was like, yes, I do. It's a little bit of a complicated story. Do you mind if I fly out and meet you? Which is like a weird, you know, interaction. And so I did. I visited him, and it was totally crazy. And he's a preacher. And there's like a 30-minute video interview online still, but here's a little.
Hi, my name is Ray. I am a minister, a father, teacher, scholar, a researcher, tour leader to Egypt every year. I'm a pilot, you know, anthropologist.
That goes on. Really amazing day. I'm going to skip over that. And I'm going to just kind of like show you a couple different projects here. This one was one that I did kind of recently, and it was actually the day after the anniversary of September 11th, where I was thinking about pain and how people process pain. And so I opened up a hotline and just tweeted out, and I said, if you have emotional pain of any kind, not necessarily related to that anniversary, please call and dump it here. And so I got all these voice messages that came in, and some people allowed me to.
You wanted people to leave a message about their pain.
I'm not even going to go through some of this stuff, but a bunch of people allowed me to actually present their stuff online, and you can listen to it. But here's the thing. What I did, the site automatically converted all these things to MP3s, and I had collected a group of DJs that had volunteered to take these MP3s of people's pain and create hundreds of tiny little sounds out of the pain.